All right, students, here we are. I'm going to go basically through the notes on how to solve a radical equation. This is basically a PowerPoint, but since a lot of you don't have PowerPoint, we're just recording it as a movie, and I will be your narrator for today. Okay, so here's what we got. Radical equations. The word radical refers to this big square root symbol. Okay, but it's important to note, it doesn't have to be a square root. It could be a third root or a fourth root, depending on what the index is here. All right. To solve an equation with a radical. So here's an example. Okay, so this is sort of, this will be the more involved of the questions I'd put on the quiz. Okay, because there's several things going on here. I'm going to get to them right now. Okay, first, you want to isolate the radical. What that means, you need to get this whole part alone and get the 3 out of there. All right, so we can get any terms in the square root. And next. So we're going to add 3 to both sides. That cancels. And now your new equation is the square root of 2x minus 1 equals 7. Now we're down to just the square root, or the radical as we call it. We have it isolated. So you have to do both sides. Okay? Critical. So you square that and square that. The whole thing here is that you have a square root and you have a square. Those are two opposite operations. They're going to cancel. This thing drops out. They cancel each other, and you're just left with what's inside. All right. Over here, 7 squared would give you 49. And once we do that, at this point now, it is an algebra 1 equation. Okay, just solve for x. Add 1 to both sides. You get 2x equals 50, so x equals 25. All right. There we go. Okay, here we go. It says you have to check the answer. I'm not going to say you must, but the reason they're pointing it out is for as you get to calculus, sometimes you might get a negative here, and we know you can't plug negatives into here. Okay, so that would be why they want you to check it. Now, why I want you to check it, or why you should want to check it, you can check this and make sure that when you do this whole side over here, you get 4, and then you'll know you're correct. All right. And you get 4 equals 4. When you simplify this, simplify that, and you got 4 equals 4. It checks. Okay, so that one's done. Let's try another one. Okay, so what's the difference here? The whole difference is the radical, or sorry, fractional exponent. Now, because it's a fraction, you could convert this to a radical equation. That is one option. But even if you did that, if you remember the order of operations, we're working backwards here. So we're not even going to get to the exponent till one of the last steps. First, we got to take care of this 1. All right, so let's isolate it. Okay, and again, 1/3 power means the same thing as a cube root. But first, we take care of the 1. And now we got that. That much should be fairly obvious. All right. We couldn't do that with this one because it's inside of part of a group, so we can't attack that one yet till we take care of the exponent. All right. So we could write it as a cube root or 1/3 exponent. The way you're going to handle that is if you cube both sides, the powers of reciprocals, this is going to cancel each other out. Okay, 1/3 times 3 is just 1. That gives you what you started with. -1 to the 3rd power, -1 times -1 times -1, that's still going to be -1. There you go. From there, after this point, it's algebra 1. Before that point, yes, this stuff is difficult, but there's a method to it. Start by getting rid of all this excess junk, then start by canceling exponents. If it's got a 1/3, you use the reciprocal, use 3. Okay, so we could solve this. 2x equals -2, x equals -1. Okay. And again, you could check the answer, and you should check the answer, especially on a quiz. If you simplify this whole side, you get 0. The other side is 0, so you got 0 equals 0. It checks. All right. We're going to leave off the extraneous solution. It will not be on the quiz. Okay. So we're going to end these notes now, and thanks for watching. Good luck on the quiz.